I think it is Bama huge. Listen, this game a year ago had Derrick Henry getting the ball 44 times for over 200 yards rushing. Florida had 45 offensive plays. That's what they had for the entire game. And this is setting up the same way. As Florida got ready for this game, we all thought they'd have a chance against Florida State last week. 0 for 12 on third down. Nothing. This has to be better. Doug Nussmeier, Jim McElwain have to find a way to get some measure of offense. Austin Appleby, we had some hope for him not so long ago, right? I expect that they'll find something, but right now Alabama's just too potent on defense.
It certainly looks that way. And when you notice Nick Saban in the press conferences, there seems to be an inverse relationship between his grumpiness and how confident he is that his team's going to win. He was pretty grumpy in that little soundbite, and that's to get the attention of his team. You put the tape on of the Florida State game, man. Florida up front got whipped. They got thrown around. They really struggled on both sides of the football. You brought up third downs, 0 for 12, and their losses, 7 for 39 on third down in their losses. They started out the year great, over 50%. That has steadily gone downhill and has become a problem for them. So their defense was the strongest part of that team. With all those injuries and the new faces and new places, I think it's been kind of bubblegum and duct taped up to this point, and I think we finally see that in this championship.
Well, if Florida's going to debunk the superiority of Alabama, they've got to force them into mistakes, and we've seen them do that. 2 turnovers last week. Auburn only 6 points off of those turnovers. Well, Florida's defense, if they are able to force some turnovers, they got to score. And you're going to need the special teams to score, because I don't believe the offense can score. But if they are going to score on the offensive side of the ball, it's got to be Callaway. It's got to be Powell. They've got some explosive players. Can you get the ball in their hands enough to affect change versus Alabama? I don't believe so. I'm going with Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I mean, debunking is a big part of, I guess, what has to go on here. But I'm going to start with Florida debunking. It's important for their coach to debunk these rumors about him
going to debunky monkey?
Oregon, going to Oregon and maybe not being at Florida.
You went all Beastie Boys on the debunky monkey.
When I started thinking about this game, I immediately went to what are some of the great upsets. And look back to 2007. Remember when SC played Washington? SC was favored by over 40 points in that game. There was no way the Trojans could lose to Washington. Couldn't possibly happen. They lost that game. And I'm not saying Florida's going to win, because I think Bama's going to win.
Yeah.
But don't just paint this as an automatic layup, because games like this are made to be lost.